Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. This is the quiz show, daily quiz, daily trivia with one intention. We will basically prepare you for your competition, for your competitive exam. We will also improve your critical thinking. So let's go ahead and start our quiz. But before that, a word on our sponsor. This live stream is sponsored by Myntra. The special deals which they have launched only for Akulmach are in the description. There is a link given. Please click on that and access Myntra, deals, etc. All right, let's proceed further towards our quiz. And the first question of the day is in front of you. In the year 1508, who founds Capara, the first European settlement in Puerto Rico? In 1508, who founds Capara, the first European settlement in Puerto Rico? You know that a lot of Europeans were settling into Americas. America was found as a new land, and therefore it was called as a land for opportunity, especially for Europeans. So obviously there must be one European who actually founded a permanent settlement in an area called Puerto Rico. This happened in 1508. Who was a person who founded Capara, the first European settlement in Puerto Rico? And let me open the answer for you, because we only give 30 seconds. Otherwise, if we give you more time, then there'll be no fun in the quiz. Let me show the answer for this question, and that is the Spanish guy Juan Ponce de Leon. Juan Ponce de Leon is the right answer. He was a Spanish conqueror, Spanish settler who actually migrated from Spain, and he thought about settling permanently in an area called Puerto Rico. Today it is named as Puerto Rico, which is also a Spanish name, and Puerto Rico is also a country now. All right, let's move to the next question real quick. In the year 1609, Venetian Senate examines which astronomer's telescope? Venetian Senate. Venetian Senate stands for the Vatican City government, the Senate from the Vatican City. So Venetian Senate examines a telescope which was designed by an astronomer in the year 1609. What was the name of this astronomer? I think this is a very simple question, and especially if you're preparing for your examination, you must know the answer to this question. In the year 1609, Venetian Senate, which is basically Senate of the Vatican City, examines the astronomer's telescope. Please tell the name of this astronomer. 1609 was the year, friends, and this was in the middle of the age of inventions. So an astronomer designs and manufactures a telescope which was examined by the Vatican City government, basically Venetian Senate. They wanted to see what this telescope can show us. What was the name of this astronomer? All right, let me open the answer. By the way, if you give the answer, your name will get displayed on the screen. All right. For this question, let me open the answer. And the answer is Galileo Galilei. Galileo is such a famous name. The Galileo, created the telescope. He actually used the Newtonian, lenses. Although he developed it on his own, he did not get it from the Newton. And Galileo was responsible for proving Johannes Kepler's theory of planetary motion around the sun. Basically, sun is the center of the solar system, not the earth, which was the common belief by the Christians, especially Catholics in those days. And Galileo made this apparatus and showed it to them that there is another world just like earth, and that is called Jupiter. And this telescope was examined by the Venetian Senate. All right, let's move to the next question real quick. In the year 1786, US Congress unanimously chose the currency as the monetary unit for the United States of America. Congress approves a currency in the year 1686 for USA. What was this currency known as? I mean, this is so simple. Anybody who is not even preparing for exams can answer this question. In the year 1786, US Congress chose a currency for the USA, and you know that this country was new at that time. They were creating their entire infrastructure for the new country, and currency plays an important role, and therefore US Congress unanimously chose a currency for their money, for their business, for doing the trade for the USA. What was this currency? All right, since it is so simple, I don't want to wait for any longer, and the answer is, it is of course dollars, US dollars. It was chosen as a currency in the year 1786. Let's move to the next question. In the year 1876, who invents the electric pen? There was something called electric pen, and I will tell you once you give the answer what was this electric pen. In the year 1876, who invents the electric pen? There was a pen, there was a device called electric pen, but let me give you a hint. It was nothing like the pen that we know it today. Our understanding is that pen is something that we'll keep it in our hand and write it on a piece of paper. This was a different thing. It was called electric pen. Way back in 1876, who invents the electric pen? That is the question that you need to answer. Okay. Let me give you the answer for this question. This question looks rather tough. The name is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, got the patent for inventing electric pen. Electric pen was nothing but a device in which you can speak and it will record it. So there was a special device which was a variant of a gramophone, which he also invented. So he invented sort of a tape recorder, and he called it electric pen because in those days people used to speak and somebody used to write it using some fast method of writing. So somebody is speaking or somebody giving dictation, somebody will write, the other person will write it. So he sort of automated this process using his gramophone technology, and he developed something like a tape recorder which was known as electric pen in those days. Thomas Edison invented this device. All right, let's move to the next one. In the year 1919, British recognized Afghanistan's independence. What was the name of this agreement? You see, British divided India before they divided Pakistan out of India. They divided Afghanistan out of India in the year 1919 and declared Afghanistan as an independent country. What was the name of this agreement? Today Afghanistan thinks that they are an independent country, but imagine a country which is completely surrounded by 3 other countries, completely landlocked. Not sure if there are any resources in that landlocked area. That is why they are always fighting with each other. Nevertheless, British carved that area out of India, declared that as an independent nation in the year 1990. And this was signed as an agreement. What was the name of this agreement? Must give the answer. You have to just tell the name of this agreement. As per this agreement, the Afghanistan was recognized as an independent country. All right, let me give you the answer. The agreement is known as Treaty of Rawalpindi. The Treaty of Rawalpindi describes how Afghanistan is an independent nation not so long ago, only in 1919. In the year 1919, Afghanistan became Afghanistan. Before that, it was part of India. All right, let's move to the next question. In the year 1929, which company begins the first round-the-world flight by airship? Around the world flight by an airship. The year was 1929. It was very early, early decade for the aviation. But somebody has to start somebody has to think about an opportunity and start. And this one company realized that there is an opportunity for worldwide travel, connecting continents, and they use their own airships because airships were the biggest flying objects of the day, much before the aeroplanes became popular. So using airship, they started the transcontinental around the world flights using their airships in the year 1929. Which was this company? You have to tell the name of this company which started the transcontinental air flights, ferrying passengers from one continent to other, mainly between Europe and America. But then it was, even today, it is a 9-hour long flight. So imagine traveling between Europe and America by an airship, which are very slow flying. Nevertheless, this was started in the year 1929, which was this company. All right, let me open the answer for you. It is Graf Zeppelin. Graf Zeppelin, a German company, and they were the leaders in airship technology. With only one gap, they did not have access to helium. Therefore, they were forced to use hydrogen to create buoyancy in their airships, which was quite dangerous material because hydrogen is inflammable gas. So nevertheless, they produced huge airships which were also known as Zeppelins. Graf Zeppelin was the name of the company. Graf Zeppelin was the name of the inventor also. And this company realized that there is a potential of ferrying passengers between continents, so long distance flight using airships. And on his airship, they used to provide a lot of luxury. They used to provide, because obviously it was not a short trip, it was like a couple of days trip, at least a week it used to take. So in his ship, there were not only passenger lounges, there were lounges for a card room, there were sleeping areas, there were bedrooms. It was like a villa being ferried from Europe to America and America to Europe. So therefore, this was the first transcontinental flight which was started by Graf Zeppelin. Let's see if we have more questions left for today. Okay, so we have one more question. During the invasion of Soviet Union, Germany starts the invasion in 1940. What was the name of this operation? If you don't know, Germans and Soviets had a peace agreement with each other, a non-aggression agreement with each other. And the Second World War really started in 1939, and the Soviets and Germans were not at war. They had the peace agreement among themselves, and it was a mutual agreement where both parties decided not to attack each other. However, Germany broke that and they attacked Soviets in the year 1945, which is the Soviet Union, USSR, those days. What was the name of this operation? This is, turning the tide of the Second World War. If Germans had not invaded Russia and if they had honored this agreement, the Germans would have won the entire European continent, and today the world would have looked different. Just because Germany started the war on Soviets resisted and eventually entered the Berlin in the year 1945, just 5 years later, and destroyed most of the Chancellery building and most of the German Nazi establishment. So this whole thing was started by Germany way back in 1940. Hitler gave the order. What was the name of this operation? Okay, let me open the answer now. It was known as Operation Barbarossa. Back in the days, Hitler wanted to actually capture the Ukraine area, which was very rich in oil. And because of the Atlantic embargo, the Germany was running very low on essential items like petroleum products and steel, etc., because they are not a very large country. They are largely dependent on their imports. So since there was an Atlantic embargo, Germany was not able to run their war machinery, because to run the war machinery, aeroplanes, tanks, etc., you need diesel or petrol. So because of that, Germany was forced to start Operation Barbarossa and attacked Russia, or USSR in those days, primarily for the sake of Ukrainian oil fields. They wanted to capture that area, especially Crimea, because it's an oil-rich region in Ukraine and Russia. So that is the large reason for starting Operation Barbarossa, but Operation Barbarossa led Germany to its defeat. All right. Next question. In the year 2013, name the Hindi film which was directed by Rohit Shetty, starring Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, became the fastest money churner, earned the fastest $1 billion. It was a very famous movie starring Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, and directed by Rohit Shetty. And Rohit Shetty is a very popular action film director. This particular movie became the fastest earner and achieved the fastest $1 billion in revenue. What is the name of this movie? Very simple. I think I have given you the answer. The question itself contains the answer. Rohit Shetty, Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone. What was the name of this movie? And it was released in 2013. Okay, let me open the answer for you. It is Chennai Express. Chennai Express is the name, and many of us may not know Chennai Express is the fastest earner, generated $1 billion faster than any other movie in the world. All right, let's move. And friends, we have come to the end of our quiz today. So thanks for watching this quiz. I will meet you tomorrow again with the daily trivia, also with the intention that more and more general knowledge is imparted to you. We give you only 30 seconds to respond so that you can prepare yourself for the national examinations. So see you friends, and have a nice time.